Losing a pet, it's like losing a piece of your heart. You know, they're not just animals. They're companions, family, even a part of who we are. And when they're gone, it can leave this ache, this emptiness that's hard to put into words. But here's the thing. I want you to know you're not alone. That's what we do here at mydogdied.com. We help you honor the love that your pets brought into your lives. So, if you're here because you've lost a furry friend, or maybe you're just struggling to make sense of it all, know that there's a space for you, a place where your story matters. And through these stories, I hope we can find comfort and even a bit of joy in remembering the beautiful lives they lived. Olivia had a dog named Luna, a border collie, with boundless enthusiasm and a personality that could brighten the darkest day. For 16 years, they shared a bond that, well, was more than just companionship. It was family. Every morning, without fail, the two of them would head to the beach. It wasn't just a routine, it was their special time. A time for salty breezes, the sound of crashing waves, and Luna's unrelenting search for the perfect stick. And oh man, did she have a talent for choosing the most impractical ones. You know, big, oversized branches, way too large for her to manage. But she'd march back with them anyway, just brimming with pride. Strangers would stop, laugh, maybe take a photo or two. But to Luna, no stick was too big to conquer. That was her charm. It was like she had this outlook on life, you know? Like she believed anything was possible, even dragging in a branch twice her size across the sand. And honestly, I think that's part of why people loved her so much, even if they only met her for a moment. For Olivia, these little quirks weren't just cute. They were a reflection of Luna's spirit. This boundless, joyful energy that brought laughter and light into her life. And when you're around someone, or even some dog like that, you can't help but feel it too. Their beach adventures, the way Luna's tail would wag like crazy when she finally picked her prize. All of it. It became this rhythm of happiness, a constant that shaped their days and cemented their connection. You know, it's funny how little things, those seemingly small moments, end up meaning the most. As the years passed, Luna started to slow down. Those once eager runs on the beach became gentle strolls, side by side with Olivia. It wasn't a sudden change. It was, more of a gradual shift that Olivia almost didn't notice at first. But then one day, she realized Luna wasn't running ahead anymore. Instead, she was walking right beside her, step for step, as if to remind her that some moments are best shared quietly, together. You know, it's not easy recognizing that your pet is aging. There's this bittersweetness to it. On one hand, there's gratitude for all those years of adventures and joy. But on the other, it's hard, really hard, to face the inevitability of time. For Olivia, watching Luna age wasn't just about seeing her slow down. It was realizing how deeply connected they become, even more so than before. There's a kind of beauty in that quiet companionship, though, isn't there? It's like, as Luna grew older, their bond deepened in ways Olivia hadn't expected. They didn't need the grand gestures anymore, the long runs, the big sticks. It became about the little things, a shared glance, the feel of Luna's warm fur as she leaned into Olivia's leg, the comforting weight of her presence during those slower walks along the shore. It reminds me of, my own experiences with pets as they aged. There's a certain resilience you see in them, a quiet acceptance of life that's honestly kind of humbling. It teaches us to cherish those subtle moments, the ones we might overlook otherwise. And while it doesn't make the loss easier, those memories, they stay with us. They become a part of us. For Olivia, that last phase of Luna's life wasn't just about saying goodbye. It was about, savoring what they still had, deepening their connection in those quieter, slower moments. And through it all, Luna never stopped being her, loving, loyal, and so very present, even as the years caught up to her. After Luna passed, Olivia found herself drawn to the beach more than ever. At first it was painful. Standing there alone where so many memories had been made. But something about those early mornings by the shore, it was almost like Luna was still there with her. Sunrises had a way of bringing that feeling back. The way the light, soft and golden, would dance across the waves. It reminded Olivia of Luna's energy, her spark, her love of life. And those pieces of driftwood, scattered here and there along the sand, well, how could Olivia not think of Luna and her over-the-top ridiculous stick triumphs? Grief, it's not something you can just, push through. It lingers. But for Olivia, the beach became a place of solace. The steady rhythm of the ocean, the crispness of the air. It was like nature had this quiet way of saying, it's okay, you're not alone. And in those gentle moments, Olivia started to feel Luna's spirit, not as something lost, but as something woven into the world around her. It's powerful, isn't it? How nature can hold so much of what we feel, our joy, our loss, our memories. For Olivia, being there on the beach, it wasn't just about reconnecting with Luna. It was about finding a place to sit with her grief and let the love they'd shared fill those empty spaces again. It kind of reminds me of how often our connection to our pets doesn't leave us. It shifts, it changes, but it never really goes away. And I think that's an important part of healing. Finding those reminders in the world around us, the ones that say, hey, they're still here in some way. And another thing, grief, it can feel isolating, especially when it's about a pet. But as Olivia came to understand, there's a strength in sharing that burden, in connecting with others who've been through it too. That's why spaces like this, like mydogdied.com, are so important. They remind us that we don't have to carry it all alone. And so, as we wrap up today's story, there's a simple truth I'd like to leave with you. Love doesn't fade. It might shift, it might take on new forms, but it stays with us in the smallest details and quietest moments. It doesn't matter how you grieve, how long it takes, or how you choose to remember your pet. What matters is allowing yourself to feel, to honor that connection, and to give yourself permission to heal. You don't have to go through it alone. If you're grieving and need someone who understands, visit mydogdied.com or call us at 855-925-2658. We're here to share the weight of that loss and to remind you, you're never alone in love or in grief. So take care of yourselves, hold on to those memories, and cherish the love that will always, always be a part of you. Until next time, I'm Don Barnes, and I'll see you soon.